All right, let's dive into one of the biggest economic shifts happening right now, the rise of industrial AI. We're going to break down the scale, the tech, and the strategic moves you absolutely need to know about. So let's jump straight into the numbers. Okay, first up, the headline number. The global industrial AI market is on track to hit a jaw-dropping $8.5 trillion by 2035. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that is bigger than the current GDP of Japan and Germany combined. This isn't just some small incremental change. It's a massive seismic event that's completely reshaping the industrial world. And this whole transformation, it's happening unbelievably fast. We're talking about a compound annual growth rate of 36.5%. For anyone in a strategy role, that number signals one thing loud and clear. Standing still means you're gonna get left behind, and fast. This is a radical redefinition of everything from manufacturing to the supply chain. So, here's the plan for this briefing. We'll cover 5 key areas. We're going to start with the scale of this disruption, then look at the tech that's fueling it all. After that, we'll map out where this is all happening globally, weigh the opportunities against the roadblocks, and wrap up with an actionable strategic playbook for you. So, what does an $8.5 trillion market actually look like in the real world? Well, it's not just about some fancy new software. This is about a fundamental rewiring of physical industry. We're talking everything from the factory floor to the oil rig. At the very heart of this upheaval is intelligent automation. We're moving way beyond those simple, repetitive robots. We're now talking about systems that can see, learn, and adapt in real time. They pull insights from equipment, they predict failures with incredible accuracy, and they can dynamically optimize entire production schedules on the fly. This isn't just about making things a little better. It's a completely new standard of industrial intelligence. Okay, now let's pop the hood and see what's really making all this incredible growth possible. There are a few key pillars, a few core technologies that are driving this revolution forward. First off, you've got machine learning. Think of it as the workhorse of industrial AI. It's the engine that lets a factory predict a critical machine failure before it happens. It's what allows a logistics company to find the single most efficient delivery route out of literally millions of possibilities. Simply put, machine learning turns these massive seas of data into predictive, actionable intelligence. And then we have the real game changer, generative AI. Now, this isn't just about analyzing the data you have. This is about creating something new. It can generate and stress test new product designs, simulate incredibly complex workflows to find efficiencies you'd never see, and even automate the drafting of complex compliance documents. It's just dramatically accelerating innovation cycles. And finally, there's edge computing. This is what gives AI its real-world reflexes. By processing data right there on the machine or the sensor, on the edge, it makes instantaneous decision-making possible. For an autonomous vehicle or a remote oil rig, where a single millisecond of lag could be catastrophic, edge AI isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute necessity. And believe me, this isn't some far-off theoretical stuff. The giants of the industry are making major moves right now. Just in the first half of 2024, we saw C3.ai team up with AWS, GE Digital partner with Microsoft, and Siemens roll out its own huge industrial AI suite. The market is consolidating and accelerating at the exact same time. All right, let's zoom out a bit and look at the global picture. Because the adoption of industrial AI, well, it isn't happening uniformly. We're seeing a very clear map taking shape, with leaders, fast followers, and some really interesting emerging frontiers. Right now, North America is leading the charge, and that's really thanks to its solid tech infrastructure, massive R&D spending, and this really vibrant ecosystem of partnerships between the tech giants and the big industrial players. You're seeing heavy adoption in sectors like manufacturing, healthcare, and automotive. But the real growth story to watch is in the Asia-Pacific region. By a long shot, it is the fastest growing market. You've got this powerful combination of strong government support for smart factories and just an enormous expanding manufacturing base. That makes this region the undisputed engine of future growth in industrial AI. Meanwhile, Europe is playing a very strategic game, positioning itself as the standard setter. It's being driven by these big Industry 4.0 mandates, but with a dual focus: innovation and regulation. Frameworks like the AI Act are actually shaping how AI is deployed around the world, creating a market for responsible and secure systems. And you know what that does? It builds trust, which in turn just accelerates adoption. And finally, let's look at the emerging frontier, the LAMA region. That's Latin America, the Middle East, and Africa. In this area, countries like Brazil, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia are making really targeted, strategic investments in smart manufacturing and AI-powered supply chains. They're positioning themselves to be the next big wave of growth markets. So, of course, any market that's this dynamic comes with both incredible opportunities and some pretty significant hurdles. Understanding that balance is absolutely key to navigating it successfully. So on one side of the coin, you have these powerful drivers, breakthroughs in generative AI, government mandates pushing digitalization, and just that relentless demand for more and more efficiency. But on the other side, the restraints are very real. We're talking about high initial costs, the massive headache of integrating AI with old legacy systems, and a critical shortage of people who actually have the skills to do all this. Now, it's really tempting to look at regulation and just see a roadblock, right? But the reality is a lot more nuanced. Regulations like Europe's AI Act are actually becoming a market driver. By forcing companies to build trust and accountability directly into their AI systems, they're creating a whole new market for services that make sure AI is transparent, secure, and compliant. So, with all of that context, how do you win? This last section is your strategic playbook. It's all about how to compete and really thrive in this new industrial AI ecosystem. Let's do a quick scan of the competitive landscape using Porter's 5 forces. What we see is a challenging but really rewarding environment. Rivalry is high. I mean, you've got tech and industrial giants all throwing their weight around. Buyer power is also pretty high. Customers demand a proven return on their investment. The threat of new companies jumping in is medium, since cloud platforms do lower the barrier to entry a bit. But here's the most critical factor. The threat of substitutes is low. For this level of optimization, there really is no alternative to AI, which makes it a market you simply can't afford to ignore. So, what are the winning moves here? Well, first, deliver end-to-end solutions that bundle hardware, software, and services together. Second, forge powerful alliances between the equipment makers and the AI providers. Third, focus relentlessly on those high-growth applications where the ROI is crystal clear. And fourth, offer managed services to help your clients bridge that skills gap we talked about. And where should you be placing your bets? The hottest investment pockets are pretty clear. We're talking AI-enabled robotics, generative AI for automating design, AI-powered cybersecurity for industrial systems, edge AI for remote operations, and tools that build more resilient supply chains. These are the areas with absolutely explosive potential. So where's all this adoption happening the fastest? The data points to a few clear leaders. Manufacturing is number one, no surprise there, driven by the immediate, huge ROI you get from automation and predictive maintenance. Following right behind are healthcare and BFSI. That's banking, financial services, and insurance, where AI is just transforming risk analysis and efficiency. And not far behind them, you've got the automotive and transportation sectors, which are being completely remade by this technology. We'll end on this thought. The future of industry is being written right now, today, with AI as the pen. The crucial question every single leader needs to be asking themselves is this: are you going to be an author of that future? Or are you going to be a footnote in a story written by your competitors? That choice is being made as we speak.